This is a Yubikey, and today I'm going to show you, whether you're someone who uses the internet every day, whether you're a maker or a content creator, why you should be using them. Let's go. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about why Yubikey security keys are so important for everyone, but also for content creators like you and me. Just so you know, I am an employee of Yubico, but possibly like you, my YouTube channel is my creative outlet. But for some of you, it's your main revenue stream. Let me ask you a question. What would you do if you lost access to any of your social media accounts, such as YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, or to email access such as Gmail, where you conduct business? I decided to put this video together after watching one of my favorite content creators, Drew Witt from WoodWRKD, do an Instagram reel talking about why he chose to start using Yubikeys to help protect himself from being attacked. My thought process is that every content creator or maker might not be protecting their online identity and services as best as they could be. If you're a content creator, then you should know that securing your online identity is important. You need to be protecting your accounts from hackers and from phishing attempts. One of the best ways to do this is to use a Yubikey security key. You see, Yubikeys are small, physical devices that you can use to authenticate yourself to online services. They're more secure than passwords, and they can help to protect you from phishing attacks. What is a phishing attack, do you ask? Well, we're going to get to that shortly. Know this, the Yubikey is an easy-to-use, extra layer of security for your online accounts. One simple Yubikey has multiple functions for securing your login to email, online services, apps, computers, and even physical spaces. All right, let's talk about passwords. Why are passwords only a bad way to secure your accounts? Well, first of all, they're easy to guess. Passwords are often based on personal information, such as names, birthdays, addresses. This makes them easy to guess for attackers who can access this information. People often reuse the same password for multiple accounts. This means that if one account is compromised, the attacker can use the same password to access other accounts that you might own. They're just not complex enough. Many people use simple passwords, such as 123456 or password. These passwords are easy to crack for attackers. All right, now let's talk about multi-factor authentication, or MFA. First off, what is it? You see, multi-factor authentication is a security process that requires users to provide two or more forms of identification to access a system or application. A password or a PIN, those are going to be the least secure. This can also be something that you are, such as a fingerprint or facial recognition from a device such as an iPhone. This offers, we'll call it, more security. The last thing is the something that you have. The something that you have can be something such as a SMS code, right? A one-time code that you might get from a bank or from Instagram as you're trying to log in. Could be from an Authenticator app, or even something such as a hardware security token. Now, you might be asking yourself, but I already use some type of multi-factor authentication, such as SMS, an Authenticator app, or an extra strong password. While those legacy approaches do offer an extra layer of security, they are still susceptible to phishing. The Yubikey is not, as it is a physical device that must be touched upon you trying to log in to whatever account it is that you're trying to access. Now, there's a ton of technology that goes into modern authentication, but I promise to keep this as simple as possible so as not to bore you, but entice you to see the importance of what I'm talking about. So now let's talk about phishing. What is a phishing attack, do you ask? Phishing is a type of social engineering attack where attackers try to trick you into giving away your personal information, such as passwords, credit card numbers, social security number, birth dates. They do this by sending you emails or messages that look like they're from legitimate companies, but actually they're fake. Once you click on a link in one of these emails or messages that you might receive, you'll then be taken to a fake website that looks like the real thing. Once you enter your personal information on that website or tell that fake person on the other side of the phone, the attacker then has that info and is then able to use it to start to try to access some of your accounts. So what types of phishing are there? First of all, there's email phishing. This is the most common type of phishing attack. Attackers send emails that appear to be from legitimate organizations, such as banks or online retailers. The email may contain a link to a fake website that looks like the real thing. Once the victim clicks on that link and enters their login information, the attacker can then steal their login credentials and get access to your info. Second type is going to be website phishing. This type of phishing attack involves creating a fake website that looks like a legitimate website. The attacker then sends links to the fake website to victims in emails or social media messages. Once the victim clicks on that link and enters their personal information on the fake website, once again, the attacker can steal their information. Third type, phone phishing. This type of phishing attack involves calling victims and pretending to be from legitimate organizations, such as a bank or a government agency. The attacker may ask for the victim's personal information, such as their social security number or bank account info. Once the victim provides that information, you guessed it, the attacker can use it to commit fraud or identity theft. All right, so here are a few reasons why Yubikeys are so important for content creators. They're more secure than passwords. Remember, passwords are easy to forget, and they're often reused across multiple accounts. This makes them a prime target for hackers. Yubikeys, on the other hand, are unique to each user. The information on them can't be guessed or stolen, and they're much more difficult to hack. They can help protect you from phishing attacks. Remember, phishing attacks are a common way for hackers to steal your information. They send you emails that look like they're from legitimate companies, but they're actually trying to trick you into giving up your login info. Yubikeys can help protect you from phishing attacks by requiring you to enter a physical key into your laptop, desktop, or mobile device in addition to entering your password. This makes it much more difficult for hackers to steal your login information. You ever get a phone call from someone that you can't understand from a company that you don't recognize, asking you to verify something personal about yourself before they will continue the conversation? They are doing what is called social engineering to learn more about you as they try to gain access to your private information. Yubikeys can protect you from phishing attacks if set up as part of your multi-factor authentication strategy of your online accounts. They're easy to use, Yubikeys are small, and they're easy to carry around. They can be plugged into any USB port, and they're compatible with most major operating systems. This makes them a convenient way to add an extra layer of security to your online accounts. Now, what do we use them on? In my opinion, here's what you should be protecting with phishing-resistant MFA, or what is better known as the Yubikey. First off, your Google account, which includes Gmail, YouTube, YouTube Studio, and your Google Drive. Second, your Apple ID, which protects your iCloud account on your iPhone and your Apple laptop. You know all that personal information that is stored on your phone, such as credit card numbers, addresses, account login information to access the hundreds of websites that you use? Yeah, that's stored in iCloud if you use an iPhone. For your iPhone or iPad, you must be on at least iOS 16.3 or macOS Ventura 13.2. Banks are coming around to leveraging the security technology that the Yubikey offers, so be sure to check with your financial institution to see if they offer an MFA option of a hardware security key such as the Yubikey. Now, one thing that I do want to talk about, Authenticator applications. You might be using Google Authenticator or Microsoft Authenticator now. Those are protected with Face ID, could be a biometric, could be a PIN code or something of that nature. What I suggest you do is actually download the Yubico Authenticator app, which provides the same functionality as Google Authenticator or Microsoft Authenticator. But the added benefit is hardware-backed security and the fact that your credentials are stored on your Yubikey. One of the last things that I want to talk about is single points of failure. You don't want to just have one hardware security key, such as a Yubikey. You always want to have a primary key and a backup key, and you want to make sure that you register both of those keys with any of the online services that you're trying to use a Yubikey with. Use that primary key on a day-to-day basis, and make sure you store that backup key in a secure location. Just in case anything ever happens to your primary key, you have your backup key just in case. All right, so there's two different types of security keys that I suggest you take a look at, because honestly, there are a lot of options, and I want to make this as simplistic as possible for you. Now, depending on if you have USB-A ports or USB-C ports on your computer or laptop device, and if you need NFC or not, meaning you can wirelessly touch to tap your Yubikey on the back of your iPhone or Android device, and also if you possibly might be using your Yubikey at the enterprise level, you might want to look at either the Yubikey 5 NFC if you have USB-A, or you might want to look at the Yubikey 5C NFC if you have USB-C ports on your devices. And those are $50 and $55 respectively. If you're just looking for a Yubikey that doesn't have NFC capabilities, you could easily go for the Yubikey 5C. Now, if you're a user just looking for simplicity and a cheaper barrier to entry, I suggest you look at the Security Key NFC or the Security Key C NFC by Yubico. Both of those are $25 and $29 respectively. And beyond the two series of keys that I recommended, there are actually many more available. Feel free to check out yubico.com to see which Yubikey is right for you. Also, feel free to reach out to me with any questions that you might have. Happy to help you along the way. All right, we got through that. Now remember, if you're just someone who uses the internet on a daily basis, if you're a maker, if you're a content creator, I highly recommend protecting your online identity with Yubikey security keys. It's a very simple way to add an extra layer of security to your online accounts and to protect yourself from hackers and for people who are trying to commit phishing attempts on you. So there you have it. That's why Yubikeys are so important for everyone. If you're looking for a way to improve your online security, then I highly recommend picking up a couple of Yubikey security keys. By the way, I was able to secure a discount code for anyone out there who wants to add additional security to their accounts. Use the code NICDIY23 at the link below to get $5 off in a Yubikey 5 or security series from the Yubico site. This is not an affiliate link and I do not get any kickbacks. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.